I think I'm live for the first time in forever.
Oh god, that audio is horrendous.
And I think I'm live for the first
Alright,
time in
so mic is good. Mic's kind of good. I mean, you hear that annoying as background, and I apologize, but there's not much I can do about it. Alright, so we're actually just gonna chill for a minute, look around, try to make sure stream wants to live, which it likely doesn't, and if it doesn't, then I apologize. It seems okay. That's not... I mean, those skipped frames are crazy. And the fact I keep seeing the loading thing, yeah, I don't know if this stream's gonna go too well now, is it, guys? We have some kind of silly PC right now. My new one, I'm getting it, I want to say, mid-July, early July, late June. I feel like late June is the earliest and least likely. Mid-July, most likely. Alright, let's change around some settings real quick. Try to get probably lesser quality so we can actually live. That might help. Yeah, no, shitty PC does not do well, does it? So, that'll probably help. I don't know if that helps. Things are already off. FOV, turn that down. Render distance, 13 shots. Max frame rate, we don't need that. We just need, like, honestly, we only need like 100 FPS, which might not seem like a lot, but it's enough. Alright, stream might not look the best, but I just wanted to give a take where I wasn't in a debate, because it got a little annoying. Simply, we were having a debate about slurs and how they are not good. And I will say, usage of slurs, not good. But here is a maybe not so good defensive take on them. People aren't going to be fond of my take, but slurs, unless they're the N-word, really not that bad. Here's why. N-word, right? Bad word. You're taught very early, typically, N-word bad. Sorry if everything's like dying right now, by the way. I know. Let me just listen. Oh, that's me dying. You know what? Whatever. We'll just chill here and discuss my take that you aren't gonna like. Actually, what happens if I do like this? Will that look nicer for you guys? Even though, yeah, there's gonna be like a very annoying thing in the middle there. Let me see. When it catches up, we'll see. Oh yeah, that's buggy. I don't like that. Jesus. That's buggy. What happens? Let's see. It's finally caught up to when I decide to change my thing here. It does not. Oh wait, maybe if I shrink it, it'll be better. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's see. It looks nicer, but I don't know. So, hot take. Slurs, they're bad, but are they really all that bad? No. N-word, that's a bad one, okay? African Americans, they were quite literally sold in slavery. They were quite literally abused for many years, and they're still racist to this day, despite the Civil War happening all the way back in, I'm pretty sure, 1860 something, or I think that's around when it ended. But the Civil War, proclamation, I think it is. That's a really hard word to say. Racism, it's a bad thing. It's been around for years. The N-word has also been around for years. Has it not? That's why it is a horrific and terrible word, because people were brutalized just for the color of their skin, and that's what they were called. Am I wrong? No. That's a horrific word, and that's the one that I stand by should never be used by anybody that is not African American.
Hence why Skies is no longer on this server. Now, our next topic are the F slur and the R slur. And I guess you can put the T one for trans people in there too. I'm just going to get the T one out of the way. That was never a slur. That just became a slur, apparently, even though I barely ever hear it around. I'm sorry, but I do not consider that a slur, and I don't really care if I say it. I'm not going to go out there and just say, oh, guys, this. No. But I also don't really give a fuck if it's said. I won't ban anybody from MDC if they say it, unless it's like a hateful way against someone who is trans, because obviously we have trans members. I don't really care about it. F slur and R slur, on the other hand. F slur, bad. That's what you called gay people or anybody in the LGBTQ. And yes, gays were brutalized back in like the 1900s, and even before that, though there also wasn't really any. Also, who's here? Because I'm not here to get in another debate. So what's up? Who's here?
Me, Hurricane. I'm getting a fucking brain aneurysm. Please help me. I'm fucking dying. Help.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of discussing my take on slurs here, and I'm guessing Shroomsicle was torturing you with their horrific ones.
Yeah, I was just like there, and then all of a sudden, like, I just started getting a fucking headache.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, because I'm live, and I realized how terrible my stream looks, so I needed an excuse to be live, give my take, but also it makes it better now because I'm talking to somebody.
Oh, okay.
So quick take, here's my quick take on slurs that I partially started covering before you joined. There's 4 main slurs that I can think of, right? There's the N-word,
The N-word, the R slur,
F1 for the gay people, and then there's the one for trans people. I'm gonna scrap the last one immediately, because who the fuck has ever gone, the T slur, oh my god, I hate you now. I didn't even know that was a thing until apparently Wilbur Soot said it one time, and then I was like, wait, that's a thing? I've called people that, like, accidentally. Like, one of my friends that's trans, Toby. Oh god.
Wait, hold on, wait. Can you message me it? Because I don't know what it is.
Blowing my brains out.
Alright, well, I'm asking for quiet while I give my take on stream here.
Okay.
So, T-slur, barely ever heard of it. I don't consider that one at all. I'm not gonna say it, obviously, just to say it. But I also really don't give a fuck if anybody else says it, because it's not even really a slur. N1, my take on that. Slavery was a thing. That is what they called slaves. In a terrifying way, that's what they called slaves. Racism, and that as a total, that's been around for so many years, to the point where, yes, the N-word is the worst word in, like, American English, whatever you want. Other countries speak English. I don't know why I said American English. Yes, the N-word is not a slur anybody should say, and Hurricane, I gotta say, you're not the best for saying that. And I definitely do think that you shouldn't, but that's a chat for us in another day.
At least I don't say it on the server.
Well, that doesn't mean you're any better, though. That doesn't make you any better, just not saying
But you said only in the server will I get banned for it, so...
You're just
Can I
sitting...
just say something that happened, Kador?
What?
I was explaining to Shroom my opinion on what, like, the R slur, basically, how I used it before. I told Shroom I'm standing by my opinion and just left. All I heard Shroom say was, that's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. It is an opinion if it's my opinion. You can't change my fucking mind.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going about mine, because I'm live right now, even though it's a horrific quality stream, but I want to give my take anyways.
Fine.
Hurricane, you still owe me.
Okay, please,
yeah,
I'm trying to
fine.
focus on this, not
Fine.
you two's debate here, so if you're gonna talk about that, go somewhere else. Back to what I was saying. N-word, that. Slavery has been around, or, well, not anymore, it's obviously not around, but it was around for years. That's what they called slaves, that's what they called anybody African-American descent. Terrible. That is, like, racial inequality. Hurricane, you really need to change your ways with that one, I gotta say. It's hard to defend you when you still say it. Bad thing. No say, worse slur. F and R slur. I'm going to cover the easy one first. The R slur. That is quite literally a mental disorder. That's not a slur. Do I not let it be said in MDC? Yes, I don't let people say it. Is it really a bad slur? No. And is it even technically a slur? No. People have used that word just for calling people stupid. They don't use it as a way of saying, oh, that guy has a mental disorder, he must be... Bam. And even if they did, they're not wrong, because that's what the disorder is called. Being mentally that. And technically I should be able to see it, like, say it in this situation, because I'm saying it in, like, the scientific term that it is, but I'm going to stick to my own rules and not get banned on YouTube, too. Even though they would not care, most likely. But R slur, I really don't see it as bad, but I also guess I'm not one to give that take. I'll admit, I say it in my personal life, and I don't say it online, because I know there's people that don't want to hear it said online, and obviously my YouTube is public for anybody to see, while when I say it in real life, it's people that do not give a fuck, and neither do I, because it's really not that bad when it's, one, a mental disorder, two, it didn't become a slur till like last year, and that's when people started saying, oh wait, this is offensive, you cannot say this. Unlike stuff like the N-word and the F-slur that have been around for years, obviously, and they've been used for hateful speech for years. So that brings me to the F-slur, the most complicated of the ones. I honestly, if I hear people say it, I don't give a fuck, but I'm also not gay, so that's probably why. But I don't say it personally, that's one I don't say in my real life. I don't, care for that word being said. I think it's bad, because it definitely is used for hateful speech, but it's not on the same level as the N-word. The N-word is something that's been around for years. And saying that word, the F-slur, yes, that's also been around for years. But they did not have it nearly as bad as any African-American person did ever. Not even in now times, I'd say. Like, obviously, I'm not going to compare now times, because obviously there's a lot of homophobes, there's a lot of racists around there, like, still in this day. But I'm sorry, but the N-word is just so much worse than the F-slur. It's... They're not even comparable on a level, and that's why I shouldn't be comparing them. But they're really not. One is so much worse than the other one. That's my, partial take on them. I think the N-word is a terrible word, and probably the only slur I'd actively say, hey, don't fucking say that to somebody. The rest, F-slur, I don't give a fuck if somebody says it. Unless they're like, okay, well, actually, let me put this in retrospective, too. If people